Welcome to Rare Coins Numix, where we uncover the most valuable state quarters ever minted, the ones making headlines and sparking excitement among collectors worldwide. These tiny pieces of history are turning ordinary pocket change into extraordinary treasures, each with a story that's as captivating as its market value, so stick around and see which ones could be hiding in your collection. Let's begin with a coin that transports us to one of the most breathtaking and untouched corners of America. Picture a horizon where the sky melts into the ocean, where wild horses move gracefully along miles of unspoiled beaches, and where the air carries the scent of salt mixed with the earthy aroma of centuries-old oak trees draped in Spanish moss. This is not just a dream, it's Cumberland Island, Georgia. In 2018, this remarkable place was immortalized in metal, becoming part of the America the Beautiful Quarters program. The 2018 USA State Quarter Cumberland Island coin is far more than just a small piece of change, it's a miniature work of art, a celebration of history, and a tribute to one of the nation's most unique landscapes. Cumberland Island is Georgia's largest barrier island, stretching over 17 miles of pristine coastline. Long before it became a protected treasure, it was home to the Timucua people, whose history traces back thousands of years. Later, it saw the arrival of Spanish missionaries, British settlers, and the influence of the Carnegie family, who built lavish estates in the late 1800s. Even with such a rich and varied history, the island has remained a sanctuary, protected as a national seashore since 1972. The reverse of the coin is a masterpiece in itself. At the center stands a snowy egret, poised in the tidal marshes, wings extended as if frozen in mid-flight. The detail is mesmerizing, each feather engraved with careful precision, the curve of the bird's neck graceful and fluid, and the slender black legs captured as if in gentle motion through the shallow water. The background offers just enough to suggest the marsh grasses and serene waters without overwhelming the elegance of the egret. Surrounding this scene are the inscriptions, Cumberland Island, Georgia, 2018, and E Pluribus Unum, framing the artwork with context and pride. On the obverse, George Washington's iconic profile stands as a reminder of the nation's history. This portrait, first designed by John Flanagan in 1932, has been updated over the years for sharper detail but retains its timeless strength. The combination of Washington's stoic gaze and the gentle elegance of the egret creates a coin design that feels both powerful and serene. Minted in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco, the Cumberland Island quarter was released in multiple finishes. The Philadelphia and Denver coins were struck for everyday use, while San Francisco produced proof and uncirculated editions. The proof versions, with their mirror-like backgrounds and frosted details, bring the egret to life with stunning clarity. Special silver proofs, composed of 90% silver, give the design an added brilliance and weight, making them a favorite for collectors who appreciate both artistry and craftsmanship. Yet, not every Cumberland Island quarter is identical. Some display subtle minting quirks, slight doubling in the lettering, a gentle shift in strike alignment, or tiny imperfections that make them stand apart from the millions of standard pieces. In rare cases, a coin might have been struck on an incorrect planchet, creating an entirely unique piece. These small differences can transform an already beautiful coin into something highly sought after. Imagine the path of one perfect example. Fresh from the press, it falls into a bin with thousands of others. It's bagged, shipped, and eventually arrives at a local bank. Maybe it's handed to someone as change for a coffee, maybe it slips into a jar on a kitchen counter, or maybe, just maybe, it lands in the hands of someone who recognizes its beauty instantly and keeps it safe. Years later, that decision could prove wise, as these exceptional examples are the ones that spark excitement among collectors and can command significant attention. The Cumberland Island quarter holds a special place among the coins of the America the Beautiful series. For nature lovers, it's a reminder of a place where time slows and wildlife thrives. For historians, it's a link to centuries of human stories layered upon the landscape. And for coin enthusiasts, it's proof that even in the modern age, coins can carry rarity, artistry, and an air of mystery. Though millions were made, only a small fraction exist in flawless condition or with those rare, distinctive features that set them apart. These are the coins that inspire treasure hunts in pocket change and careful searches through rolls from the bank. They're the kinds of finds that could be worth thousands of dollars to the right person, not because of their metal content, but because of their beauty, story, and scarcity. So next time you glance at a quarter, remember this: the Cumberland Island quarter isn't just change in your hand. It's a fragment of an island's soul, a testament to American craftsmanship, and a reminder that sometimes, the rarest treasures are the ones hiding in plain sight. Now let's move on to a coin that highlights one of the most visited national parks in the United States. This is the 2014 Great Smoky Mountains quarter, issued as part of the America the Beautiful series. The design represents Tennessee's section of the park, and it's a great example of how coins can capture a specific place in a simple yet meaningful way, turning a small piece of metal into a miniature window into American history and nature. The Great Smoky Mountains National Park is more than just a tourist destination, it's a living link to the past. Spanning the border between Tennessee and North Carolina, the park is home to lush forests, diverse wildlife, and some of the most photographed landscapes in the country. Its name comes from the soft blue mist that often hangs over the ridges, creating a dreamy horizon that looks almost like a painting. For centuries, these mountains have been home to Native American tribes, early settlers, and generations of families who lived off the land. The quarter serves as a tribute to that deep heritage, preserving it in a way that will last for decades, perhaps even centuries. The reverse design instantly draws you in. A log cabin sits firmly in the foreground, its wooden timbers recalling a time when life in the Smokies required self-reliance, resourcefulness, and hard work. Beside it, a rustic split-rail fence winds through the landscape, a simple but authentic feature of early Appalachian homesteads. Standing proudly on the cabin's roof is a wild turkey, a bird that is both native to the region and symbolic of the untamed spirit of the park. In the distance, layered mountain ridges stretch back into the mist, creating a depth that gives the design a sense of space and serenity. Every element works together to tell a story of survival, beauty, and tradition. The obverse features the familiar portrait of George Washington, unchanged from the standard quarter design, serving as a consistent anchor for the entire America the Beautiful series. This design choice connects all the different state and park quarters, allowing the reverse artwork to shine while still maintaining the recognizable look of U.S. coinage. Production of the Great Smoky Mountains quarter took place at 3 different U.S. mints: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia and Denver produced the coins intended for everyday use in commerce, while San Francisco focused on special collector editions. These included proof coins, which feature mirror-like backgrounds and frosted details, as well as silver proofs that carry an extra brilliance and heft that many collectors prize. When held in hand, these proof coins almost look like miniature pieces of fine art rather than standard currency. Even though millions of these quarters were struck, the most exceptional examples are the ones that have survived in pristine condition. In high-grade specimens, the turkey's feathers are crisp and distinct, the wood grain on the cabin is sharply defined, and the mountain ridges in the background show subtle layers that fade naturally into the horizon. A few coins even show minor minting anomalies, tiny variations in strike or finish, that can make them especially desirable to advanced collectors. Over time, as more coins enter circulation and face inevitable wear, flawless specimens become increasingly harder to find. For many people, this quarter is far more than just a piece of change. It can be a reminder of a family trip to the Smokies, a keepsake from a hiking adventure, or simply a tribute to one of the most beloved national parks in America. It bridges the gap between modern coinage and historical storytelling, offering both visual appeal and cultural significance. Beyond its design, it holds a sense of nostalgia, a connection between the past and the present, between the rugged beauty of the mountains and the artistry of American coinage. It represents a moment in time, captured forever in metal, carrying with it both history and heart. And here's the part that surprises many: despite being a relatively recent release, the most exceptional examples of the 2014 Great Smoky Mountains quarter have been known to reach extraordinary figures. That number isn't just about rarity, it's about condition, desirability, and the growing interest in modern commemorative designs. A coin like this in flawless form represents the perfect storm of collector demand, historical connection, and artistic value. For the lucky few who own such an example, it's more than a piece of currency, it's a national park in your pocket, preserved forever in metal. It also serves as a reminder that valuable finds aren't limited to old coins from centuries past. Sometimes, the treasures are modern, hiding in plain sight, waiting for a sharp-eyed collector to recognize their potential. Whether it's tucked away in a proof set, resting in a coin folder, or sitting unnoticed in a jar of change, the Great Smoky Mountains quarter is proof that every coin has a story, and some stories are worth far more than their face value. In the right grade and condition, this stunning coin has been known to sell for as much as $31,000. In the end, the 2014 Great Smoky Mountains quarter is more than just a valuable collectible. It's a reminder that history is still being written on the coins we use every day. It proves that even in our modern era, with advanced technology and mass production, there are still treasures out there waiting to be discovered. And maybe, just maybe, the next one will end up in your hands. Next up, we journey to the desert Southwest, to a place where towering cliffs meet endless skies and where every sunset paints the land in gold and crimson. This is the 2008 Arizona State Quarter, a coin that captures the beauty and spirit of the Grand Canyon State in a way that only true artistry can achieve. It's more than just another piece of the 50 State Quarters program. It's a snapshot of one of America's most breathtaking landscapes, struck into metal for generations to see, hold, and remember. Arizona's history is written in stone, quite literally, in the layers of the Grand Canyon. The canyon has stood for millions of years, shaped by wind, water, and time, and it remains one of the most visited and photographed natural wonders in the world. But Arizona is more than just its canyon walls. It's a land of cacti that stretch toward the heavens, of desert heat and mountain snow, of wild beauty and enduring resilience. The designers of the Arizona quarter had a difficult task, to condense all of that into a single image no larger than a bottle cap, and they succeeded brilliantly. The reverse of the coin is a masterclass in balance and storytelling. In the foreground, tall saguaro cacti rise proudly, their thick arms reaching upward like sentinels of the desert. Behind them, the vast Grand Canyon spreads out in layered ridges, fading into the distance as if disappearing into time itself. The inscription, Grand Canyon State, sits prominently, leaving no doubt about the pride and identity of the place it honors. The combination of cactus and canyon is symbolic, two of the most iconic features of Arizona's diverse landscape, standing together in a design that's instantly recognizable and deeply connected to the state's soul. On the obverse, George Washington remains steadfast, a familiar anchor in the sea of changing state designs. His portrait is sharp, dignified, and framed by the timeless inscriptions, United States of America, Liberty, In God We Trust, and $quarter. While the reverse tells Arizona's story, the obverse connects it to the nation's larger narrative, reminding us that each state is a thread in the fabric of America, woven together through history, sacrifice, and shared pride. The Arizona quarter was minted at Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Philadelphia and Denver coins were made for everyday circulation, while San Francisco produced special proof and silver proof editions for collectors. The proof coins, with their deep mirror fields and frosted designs, make the canyon appear even more majestic, while the silver proofs carry an extra weight and brightness that feel luxurious in the hand. Holding one of these in perfect condition is like holding a miniature framed photograph, but in shimmering metal. Millions of these coins entered circulation, but as any collector will tell you, quantity doesn't mean common. The true treasures are the ones in exceptional, untouched condition, coins with every cactus spine, every canyon ridge, every tiny detail perfectly struck and preserved. Some even bear unusual minting anomalies, like extra cactus leaves caused by die breaks, doubling on the inscriptions, or slightly shifted strikes that give the coin a quirky, one-of-a-kind look. These imperfections, ironically, can make a coin far more perfect in the eyes of a collector. This quarter holds a special place in the hearts of many. For some, it's a memory of a family trip to Arizona, a memento from the Grand Canyon gift shop, or the first coin they ever tucked away in a collection. For others, it's a challenge, to find the perfect example, untouched by time or circulation. And for a lucky few, it has been a ticket to an extraordinary discovery. The thrill comes from knowing that somewhere out there, perhaps in a cash register or a coffee shop till, a small fortune could be hiding in plain sight. Because sometimes, even in the world of modern coins, lightning strikes. A coin minted for just 25 cents can, under the right conditions, cross the auction block for a sum that makes jaws drop. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, it reminds everyone why the hunt is worth it. You start by looking for something special, and before you know it, you're holding a prize that changes how you see every coin that passes through your hands. One such extraordinary specimen did exactly that, stunning seasoned collectors and auction watchers alike. It wasn't just clean, it was flawless. Every ridge of the canyon was razor sharp, every curve of the cactus was perfectly formed, the surfaces gleamed with a luster as if it had been struck just moments ago. Under the grating lamp, it became clear that this was no ordinary Arizona quarter, it was a once-in-a-generation example. And when it finally sold, it didn't just fetch a good price, it reached a figure that sounded almost unreal for a coin minted in the 21st century. Not hundreds, not thousands, not even tens of thousands in numbers, but $44,000 in value. That's 44,000 reasons to check your change more carefully, and 44,000 reminders that sometimes, the rarest treasures aren't locked in museums, they're hiding right in your pocket. It's proof that even a modern quarter can tell an extraordinary story, not only of the place it honors but of the journey it takes from the mint to the moment someone realizes its true worth. And maybe, just maybe, the next Arizona quarter to make headlines will be the one you find. The next coin in our lineup takes us to the Great Lakes State, Michigan. The 2004 Michigan State Quarter is more than just a commemorative piece of currency, it's a miniature work of art capturing both natural beauty and historical significance. Released as part of the U.S. Mint State Quarters program, it was intended to celebrate Michigan's entry into the Union back in 1837. But beyond its official purpose, this coin has a story that's far richer, tied to the identity and pride of millions of people who call Michigan home. The design is immediately captivating. The outline of the state is accompanied by a detailed rendering of the Great Lakes, which collectively hold about 84% of North America's fresh surface water. It's a design that speaks not just to geography, but to Michigan's deep connection with its waterways, shipping industries, fishing traditions, and the culture that has developed along its shores. In your hand, it feels like a snapshot of a vast and vital ecosystem, condensed into a piece of metal small enough to fit in your pocket. When these quarters were first released in 2004, collectors and the general public alike were eager to get their hands on them. For residents of Michigan, it was a source of pride to see their state represented in such a unique way. For collectors, it was yet another exciting entry in a series that had already proven wildly popular, sparking a nationwide interest in numismatics that hadn't been seen in decades. People were hunting through their change, coin rolls, and bank bags, hoping to find one in perfect mint condition. What makes the Michigan State Quarter especially intriguing is the variety of minting circumstances that occurred during its production. Struck at both the Philadelphia and Denver mints, millions were made, but as always, it's the rare errors, unusual die conditions, and flawless examples that fuel collector enthusiasm. Some coins left the mint with striking anomalies, doubled dies, misaligned strikes, and even rare off-center impressions. These quirks transformed ordinary circulation coins into numismatic treasures. High-grade uncirculated examples, especially those that were preserved straight from mint rolls and never touched by human hands, quickly rose in desirability. The coin's frosted devices and mirror-like fields make for a stunning visual, particularly in proofs struck at the San Francisco Mint. These proof versions, crafted with precision and care, carry an almost jewelry-like brilliance that can only be appreciated when held up to the light. Over the years, the 2004 Michigan Quarter has become a prime example of how the right combination of scarcity, condition, and collector demand can elevate a modern coin far beyond its face value. At coin shows and auctions, you can see the fascination on collectors' faces when a perfect specimen is displayed under bright glass cases. The allure isn't just about the coin's rarity, it's about owning a little piece of history that blends artistry, geography, and American pride. And then there are the record sales, moments that send ripples through the coin-collecting community. Every so often, an exceptional Michigan quarter crosses the auction block and turns heads. Sometimes it's because of its flawless preservation, sometimes due to a unique mint error, but always because it stands out from millions of others. One particular specimen made headlines when it sold for an amount that still leaves collectors shaking their heads. After spirited bidding and growing excitement in the room, the hammer finally fell at an astonishing $50,000, yes, $50,000 for a single quarter. A coin you might once have pulled from change at the grocery store became a treasure worthy of a serious collector's vault. That's the magic of numismatics. The ordinary can become extraordinary, and history can be held in the palm of your hand. That's not just a price tag, it's a statement about how much history, artistry, and rarity can be packed into a piece of metal small enough to slip into your pocket. When you hear $50,000, you might think of luxury cars, a dream vacation, or a down payment on a house. But for a passionate collector, that figure represents the privilege of owning a piece of American heritage that tells its own story every time it's held. The buyer of this Michigan quarter didn't just purchase silver and copper, they bought a slice of history. They acquired the craftsmanship of the U.S. Mint engravers, the cultural significance of Michigan's admission to the Union, and the irreplaceable charm of a coin preserved in flawless condition. In the world of numismatics, that combination is golden, even when the coin itself is not. This sale also sends a message to other collectors: extraordinary finds are still out there. Whether tucked away in old rolls, hidden in inherited collections, or quietly resting in someone's forgotten change jar, treasures like this Michigan quarter have a way of resurfacing, and when they do, the rewards can be staggering. Moving on to the crown jewel of today's lineup, we arrive at the 2001 Kentucky State Quarter, a coin that doesn't just tell a story, it practically gallops out of history and into your hands. This quarter, part of the iconic 50 State Quarters program, was released to honor the Bluegrass State, famous for its rolling horse farms, rich traditions, and deep historical roots. But behind that elegant design lies a rarity that has captured the attention of collectors across the nation, and transformed what was once ordinary pocket change into a small fortune. The Kentucky Quarter's reverse design is instantly recognizable. Front and center is the image of a majestic thoroughbred horse standing behind a wooden fence, gazing toward the historic Federal Hill Mansion, a place immortalized as the inspiration for the song, "My Old Kentucky Home." Surrounding this picturesque scene are delicate inscriptions and the state's official title, "My Old Kentucky Home," making the coin a tribute to Kentucky's heritage and its deep ties to the horse racing world. On the obverse, as with all state quarters, we see the familiar profile of George Washington, reimagined with a refined touch to match the commemorative theme. But here's where it gets interesting: while millions of Kentucky quarters were minted and spent without a second thought, a select handful stand out for their near-perfect condition, rare errors, and unique production quirks. These are the coins that never rattled around in someone's pocket or scraped against other coins in a cash register. Instead, they were preserved with extraordinary care, sometimes by pure luck, resulting in the flawless, almost mirror-like finishes that collectors dream about. One particularly fascinating element of this coin is its connection to America's equestrian heritage. Horses aren't just decorative on this design, they're symbolic. Kentucky has long been recognized as the thoroughbred capital of the world, home to world-famous races like the Kentucky Derby. That horse on the quarter represents more than a farm scene, it's a nod to a culture, an economy, and a history built on the beauty and power of these animals. The mansion behind it? It's not just an architectural landmark, but a cultural touchstone, tying together the image of the horse with the grandeur of Kentucky's historical estates. Now, in the world of numismatics, small details can create big waves. With the Kentucky quarter, sharpness of strike, luster, and any minting anomalies make all the difference. Some rare versions have been found with double die errors, where design elements appear slightly doubled due to a misalignment during minting. Others have unique toning patterns caused by the coin's metal reacting to its storage environment over time. These happy accidents are often what push an already valuable coin into the realm of jaw-dropping prices. And let's not forget the condition factor. Coins are graded on a scale from 1 to 70, with mint state 70 being absolute perfection. Most coins in circulation are nowhere near that level, even fresh from the mint examples tend to have tiny marks. But the Kentucky quarter we're talking about today? It managed to survive in such exceptional shape that experts classify it among the finest known examples. Imagine it, a coin that started its life just like millions of others, but through a twist of fate, it avoided scratches, fingerprints, and the wear of daily life. That survival story is part of its magic. Add in the rarity of its flawless condition and any unique minting features, and you have a recipe for something truly special. For collectors, the thrill isn't just in owning a coin like this, it's in the hunt. It's the possibility that somewhere out there, maybe in a roll of quarters from the bank or in a forgotten change jar, another hidden gem is waiting. The Kentucky quarter proves that history, art, and value can come together in something you can hold in your hand. And now, for the moment you've been waiting for, the staggering reality of just how far this little piece of Kentucky pride has traveled in the market. When one of these pristine, rare Kentucky state quarters crossed the auction block, it didn't just make headlines, it made history for modern coin collecting. It sold for an incredible $59,000. Yes, a single 25-cent piece, once worth no more than a gumball, now valued like a small car. This sale wasn't just a transaction, it was a statement. It proved once again that treasures can be hiding right in plain sight, and that the coins we often overlook can hold the power to change our perception of value forever. So, next time you're handed a quarter in change, take a closer look. Check the year, inspect the design, and think about the journey that coin has taken. Who knows? You might just be holding the next record breaker in your hand. Thank you for watching and joining us on this fascinating journey into coin collecting. If you enjoyed today's story, give this video a like and share it with fellow collectors or friends who love hidden treasures. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our next rare coin discovery. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and happy collecting.